So happy Mother's Day. And thank you. And about a month ago, Pastor Bruce asked me to consider speaking on Mother's Day, and really about that time the Lord had been impressing on me a certain topic, and I thought, okay, well this is perfect, let's go with it. And so the message that I'm going to bring forth, and actually there's going to be some helpers this morning, is legacy. And what better topic to cover during Mother's Day than legacy? So, before we dive into the Word together, and before we really look a little deeper into this, I want us to consider the legacy that we have in this church. If we look around this church, I mean, our youth is amazing. Amen. And moms, that's because of your legacy. That's because of your impact on them. And so before we dismiss the youth, and they will go down after they share, before we dismiss them, I'd like for them to share what their mom's greatest impact is on them. So we're going to honor moms in that way. I've talked with the youth a little bit, so they've come prepared. And I am actually going to go first because my mom is here today. So, Mom, you have been such a model for me of a godly wife and mother. You've taught me to honor and love my family, how to hold tight to the Lord, how to worship Him, how to stand on His mighty word, and how to just laugh and giggle and enjoy life. Your legacy is one of faith and love and true joy. And I'm so thankful that those are the gifts that you've given me. So be that youth. All right, so do I have any volunteers to come up and honor your mom first? I've spoken with some people who are ready. Is Liz Dawson, by the way, in here? We need to make sure that she's brought up before her kids speak. Okay, so Katrina, what's your mom's greatest impact on you?
As most of you know, my mom homeschools, so I think her legacy in my life is instilling the importance of the constant pursuit of betterment, just bettering myself through my education and through reading the Word and, even just doing household chores, which I tend to neglect. So, I think that, I heard something recently that don't look at nagging as nagging, but think of it as tagging. So, when she says you need to fold the laundry, Katrina, it's not a nag, it's a tag. Hey, this is something you need to be working on to better yourself. And that's something she does. Helps me to better myself.
I tag you a lot. Who's ready next? Jonathan?
Where do I start? My mom has always been there to give me a good kick in the rear end when I need one, and hold out a hand when I need one as well. My mother's the kind of woman when I work 13 hours a day, I go home and my laundry is done and folded. She makes dinner for me. Communication skills. My mother's always been a very good communicator and taught me how to communicate well with others. And I'm not that, I would like to think that I'm not that awkward guy who doesn't get along with other people, but I would say that's a skill that my mother doesn't know that she has taught me, but that I have just observed and learned myself, is how to communicate and express myself and get along with others. So I would say that's a major part.
Liz Dawson up here yet? It's not okay. It's to her. Can someone make sure that Liz... Hey, George, can you run downstairs and see if Liz can come up? Anyone else want to share that would just be put on the spot? Because I did talk to a couple people to prepare ahead of time. Yay, Jessica. Good for you. Your mom deserves it. She does.
Well, I do get tagged a lot. But one helpful thing is when I totally mess up something that I've been told to do, and it's like sometimes my mom asks me a couple of things to do, and I just forget. But when she asks me one thing to do and I mess it up, it just makes me feel terrible. But she doesn't, explode on me and get all upset that she understands that, like, I clean our bathroom, and when I mess up, she doesn't get super mad at me. She just says, okay, do it again. Like, she doesn't get mad at me. She just encourages me to try again. So that's one thing that she's helped me.
Thank you. Oh, there she is. Perfect timing.
All right, so I think a legacy that my mom has is teaching us to be a salt or light in a darkened world, like a city on a hill, I guess. Yeah. But you guys see me, I am dressed differently than all of you. I'm in an Amish dress, and I think one of the things my mom has taught me, not I think, she has, is that as Christians and believers, we need to be people who stand out in a crowd of unbelievers. We need to be able to be the ones who people can see light in. And I feel like a Christian, when we walk into a room as believers, we need to show Christ through us. They need to be able to see something different in us. And my mom has talked with us about this. She has, what's the word? She's acted it out in her life. And so in doing so, we know how to do it ourselves. I love you, Mom.
Second time up here, second week, it's weird. Well, my mom, she is very loving, and she's taught me that family is always going to be there no matter what, and that when your siblings leave and your friends leave, your mom is always going to be there and is always going to love you. And taught us really, like Danielle said, how to dress. Definitely. It's a blessing and a curse, it really is, but she has taught me well, and that will go for a very long time. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Anyone else want to share anything, even if you haven't prepared ahead of time?
Noel.
My mom's legacy is not just not being a normal mom. Because she's a clown, she rides a motorcycle, she does all this crazy stuff, and growing up we were always everywhere. We didn't stay at home all day or go to school, come home, eat dinner, and go to bed. We had crazy lives as kids, and it has carried over into my adulthood. For the first time in my life, I'm sitting still. As soon as I've had Autumn, I don't go anywhere, I don't get to go out. I'm so excited just to take the stroller to the park, And I just really hope that when Autumn's a little bit older and we have more money to do things, that Autumn will be able to look back and be like, my mom was crazy. We did all this crazy stuff. Nothing was normal. Because to me, in my eyes, normal is so boring. Because I've had this crazy life.
Anyone else? Going once.
My mom is always, whenever we go on a car trip, she's always pulling out the Bible and doing Psalm 91 and reading through all of that. And it's funny because whenever we get in a bad situation, she does the same thing. For example, we were stranded in the middle of a lake with a boat in a storm. And I don't think you realize how tough it is to be on a boat in a storm. It's kind of scary. So we get off and we're in the mud and the lightning's striking all around us and it's striking trees and stuff. And she's screaming out Psalm 91 in the middle of the rain and the thunder. And it was just really cool. And so that's one of the things she's taught me is like, there's just, even if it's the same thing, same piece of scripture, she's still reading it and she gets something different out of it every time, and it's really cool.
I guess you could say my mom is like that little reminder on your phone. And she's like, Lily, you got a field trip today. Lily, you got this today. Lily, is in school today. Lily, Lily, Lily. I'm like, okay. But then sometimes I'm like, oh, forgot about that one. Thanks. So that really helps. And also, my 2 classes, English and Spanish, I'm like pretty good in, and she tutors in that. So yeah, she helps me a lot. She's like a Spanish dictionary sometimes, translates some things for me. So that really helps. Love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay. Oh, yay.
Okay, well, now that you took all the good stuff, well, there's so much I'm thankful for everything from helping me with schoolwork and keep reminding me to apply to scholarships, and I'm thankful that you did remind me because I got that one, and everything from all the meals you make and all the things you do around the house, I'm thankful for. Love you, Mama.
We have incredible youth in this church, and again, that speaks to the mothers that we have in this church and the legacies they are giving their children. So youth, you are dismissed to go to your classes. Thank you very much for sharing.